So the next problem we're going to do for graphing stories is this bus problem. A group of people rent a bus. So they're renting a whole bus to themselves for a day. Okay. The total cost of the bus is shared equally among the passengers. Okay. So how much do you think it costs to rent a bus? Some of the answers that I got in some of the classes were it costs $150 to rent a bus. Any number is fine. You decide that. Okay. And then it's going to be shared equally. So no matter how many passengers there are, my total always has to come to 150 because that's what I have to pay the bus people. So if I have one passenger, how much does that one passenger have to pay? Well, they're the only person, so they have to pay the whole amount, 150. Now, if there are two passengers, well, they don't have to pay the whole amount anymore because there's two people paying. This time, they only have to pay 75. Now, if there are three passengers, again, we're just going to find out how much it would take for each person in order to get 150 total. So 150 divided by 3 gives me 50. Okay, and then 4 people. So again, I need 150 total. So how much would each person have to pay? So if I do 150 divided by 4, I get 37.50. Okay. Now I need to label my graph. So I already labeled the sides, but I'm going to go ahead and number them. So on the number of passengers, I just count by 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the cost, I need to get up to 150. So I think I'm going to count by 25 this time. It doesn't really matter. You decide what you count by. So 25, not 30. What am I thinking? 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. And I'm going to extend this a little bit, 150. Okay, as long as you're counting by the same number, I don't care what you count by, and you get to what you need. So now I've got my first number is 150. I've got 2, 75. I've got 3, 50, and then I have 4, 37.50. So does it make sense to connect these points? So the two things I'm talking about are cost. So it makes sense to have $50. So I could connect that way. And the number of passengers. Well, passengers are people. Can I have half a person? Hopefully you answered no to that question. So I'm not going to connect this, but I am going to sketch the shape. And the shape looks something like this. Now, if my problem talked about, time and weight, well, you could have half an hour and you could have half a pound. So I would connect a problem like that. If I was talking about money and time, again, I can have $50, I can have half an hour, so I am going to connect those. So it's really important that you think about your problem and whether it makes sense to connect or not connect. Remember, if you connect the graph, it is continuous because it continues from one number to the next. And if you don't connect the points, then it is considered a discrete graph because you're not connecting it.